Hello, this is Dr. Basil Pearson from Canyon City, Colorado. I'm the gentleman that developed the Model 94 tactical rail, and show you on this particular model right here what we're talking about. This was the scope model that we came up with originally, and now we're using all kinds of other optics on these. But everybody kept asking, when are you going to make one for the Model 92? Well, that is what we have done now, is we have come up with the Model 92 version. Everybody seems to have mostly Rossi's, so we designed it to fit the Rossi models particularly. The Pumas are also very identical. Shouldn't have any problem with those. It's almost impossible to run across an original Winchester or even the Brownings that were made. But if there's some of those out there that you guys want to put one of these rails on, I'm sure we can figure out a way to make it fit. It may just have to change a little bit in the dovetail out here. Speaking of this dovetail, this is one of the issues that I've had in the past on the Model 94 site. People's not really understanding exactly what we really want to do as far as taking this rear sight out. They not understand how this gun is put together. So we're going to zoom in here on this and show you exactly what we're talking about, where this dovetail is on this rear sight, so that you know exactly what we're talking about on how to take this sight out. Now when you look at the rear sight, you notice here towards the front it's much wider, and that will show up that way. And then what you do is you put your punch right here on the side of that, on the left side, and you drive this rear sight out from the left to the right. And that is how you remove the rear sight on all these guns. They're all built the same way. Some people seem to think they're welded in there, but they're not. They're just press fit. It takes a little firm tapping with a hammer, and they will all come out of this dovetail on here. Okay, the mounting is exactly the same as on the Model 94 rails. You can go to my website and look on there for the mounting instructions. There's really no difference. Just had to make these rails a little bit different. It didn't take too much modification, actually, come to find out, to make these actually fit the Model 92. Now on this particular one here, this Rossi version is the full-length rifle version. It has a little bit different hole spacing, as does the carbine. This one has 3 1/4 inches in front of the receiver. That was the other thing that people were confused about, is where's the front of the receiver? They kept trying to measure from the hole that it mounts in, and that is not the front of the receiver. The front of the receiver is right here, where the flat part of the slab part of the metal of the receiver itself bolts into the barrel. And so that's what we're really talking about when we say the front of the receiver, is the very front part of the receiver right here out to the dovetail. And that is how you measure these to make sure they fit. Now we're going to have them drilled for the 3 common distances that most of these Rossi's are drilled for, and I don't think we'll have too many problems getting them to fit these. If they do, we certainly can re-drill your rail and get it to where it'll work on your gun. But we're building these specifically for Rossi's. If you have an original Winchester, I would like to see what you've got and do some measurement for me, and we'll try to make sure it fits on the Winchester as well, because it should. Now on this one here, it shows how we have mounted a red dot scope on here. Makes it very quick and pointing. You can just whip it right up and that red dot comes right in alignment. It's so much quicker even than iron sights. It really brings it on focus in a hurry. Now the other thing that really makes it kind of cool on having a rail is, for some of you guys want to go back to the good old TV days of Steve McQueen and Wanted Dead or Alive and have their little mare's leg on here. They really are kind of a fun little gun, but somewhat kind of useless, if you will. It's hard to hold them out here and have any kind of accuracy. But what you do is you mount a laser on this thing, and if you'll notice over here on the board, it doesn't matter whether you are behind the gun, beside the gun, hold it upside down, whatever you do. Once you have the laser dialed in to your gun, you actually have a very effectual home defense weapon here. Therefore, these little guns actually become very usable as home defense weapons. When you put a laser, red dot, reflex, whatever you want to put on there, all of a sudden you've got yourself an effective 44 Magnum, 45 Colt, 357, whatever caliber you got on here. You've got a very handy close quarters combat weapon. So that is what we're trying to get accomplished with this new rail, is to get all the 94 or the 92s out there operating almost more from a tactical standpoint than worrying about hunting, although some guys do hunt with 92s, but mostly small game. But from a tactical standpoint, these become very effective tactical weapons once you start mounting modern optics on here. So we're going to have this on our website, and you just need to go over to that, model94scoperail.com, and click on that. We'll have this added in here hopefully by the first part of June, and will be available for shipment after that. Thank you.